Hello everyone, welcome to this episode of Bash Scripting with macOS. In this episode, we are going to have a look at a few important concepts that I haven't covered in the earlier episodes. And in this episodes, we are going to see four programs. So I have already created corresponding sh files for programs. And in case you want to access these files, just check the description section down below where I have mentioned the link to the GitHub repository where I have made all these files available. So the very first thing that we need to see is the comment in the code. So bin bash echo, this is executed, and this is a code comment. File, save, and let's go to the terminal. Let's change permissions and let's run the program. So the bash interpreter ignored this part because this is a code comment. So whenever you want to have code comment, you just use hash. So that way, even this shebang is a code comment. The only thing is that it's a special code comment where it actually tells us what interpreter is to be used. Now let's open another file. Open and proct20. So it is also a blank file. Let's increase the size. Let us see what is there next. So now we are going to have a look at the concept of wrapper script. A wrapper script is nothing but a script that calls another script. So we are going to create a wrapper script such that it is going to create another script and it is going to call it. It is very easy. We just need to follow a sequence of shell commands. So I can do it even outside the script, but I prefer to do it from within the script, all these steps. Okay. You can also manually create one program and call it from another program. This is the parent script. Touch child dot sh echo echo, this is a child script. Test dot sh chmod 755 test dot sh. So here we are. No, so not is not test dot sh, it should be child dot sh, right? child dot sh and child dot sh. So here we are creating the child script touch, and here we are entering some echo statement into that. Here we are changing its privileges, and let us say child dot sh and rm child dot sh. That's it. So I'm going to go ahead and save this. Let's go to the interpreter. And if I hit enter, this is the parent script, this is a child script. That's it. And we also don't have any unnecessary script because we have already taken care of the removal part. Now let me open another file. And let me close this. Now I'm going to have the usage of sleep thing, okay, sleep related activity, not like human sleep, not sleeping with someone. So it is like asking system to go to sleep with itself. Echo test, and we are going to suspend the activity of this particular shell for 5 seconds. So by default it is seconds, but you can also have minutes, hours and days. So I'm going to mention all these things in comments. And let me comment SLEEP 5S, that's for 5 seconds, and it is default. Second is default, okay. Now 5 is not default, second is default. So if you don't actually add any sort of time identifier, it will treat it as seconds by default. Sleep 5 hour, sleep 5 day. Now let's go ahead and execute this. Let's execute it, and it has slept for 5 seconds, and then it printed test1 and it terminated itself. So this is how we can use sleep. Now let us move on to the last thing. Let us understand how to generate random numbers, and that is also quite easy. So I can generate a single digit random number with this sort of syntax. So every time I run this, a single digit random number will be generated. For 2-digit random number, we will have to say 2 here. Similarly, for 3-digit, we will have to say 3. So I'm just going to generate a random number using this trick. File, open, and this is the last program in the series as of now. So in the future, I will plan to add more programs based on your response. So let's introduce the Shebang here. So here we have 2-digit and here we have 3-digit, okay. So I'm going to say file and save, and I will clear it. And let us change the privileges. prog22.sh, and here we have the random numbers every time we execute it, okay. So they say that the random numbers are skewed. From 1 to 3 there are more numbers, and from rest of the series there are less numbers. So you can actually judge it by running this program multiple times by yourself. So I hope that you are now comfortable with shell scripting of Bash and with Mac OS and other Linux like or Unix like systems. So basically you can run all these programs. They are pretty much system agnostic on any Mac OS, on any Linux system, newer Unix system, BSD systems, FreeBSD, OpenBSD, Dragonfly BSD, and other BSDs, okay, Ghost BSD and all. So all these programs are pretty much system agnostic or platform agnostic. They just need Unix like system and Bash command prompt. So in many operating systems, bash is not the default command prompt. So first you should switch to bash command prompt and then you run these programs in those systems. Okay. So thanks a lot for watching the episode and this entire series. In case you have found everything useful, I recommend you and I request you to like this particular video, to share this, to comment on this. Do let me know what sort of new lectures, new videos, new episodes you want on any programming language. If it falls in my comfort zone, I will create episodes on that or entire series on that particular topic as per your choice. And please do subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thanks a lot, and I will see you in the next episode.